Men scared of ass and men who look like rats. The scenery in Arknights Endfield has been rather dark. A bunch of gremlins complaining, crying, bitching and moaning about a bunch of things. So today, as I return from vacation and get back into Arknights, I want to take a look at what's been going on in the Arknights Endfield scene. Yo, what's going on with Arknights? What's good, guys? It's your boy CJ, and after the season finale of the past drama we were into, I decided to go on vacation, hang out with the family, hang out with my girl, take a couple of days off, just relax, right? And when I came back to check up on my Discord, there was a whole shitstorm regarding Arknights. There was a bunch of people complaining about a bunch of different things, right? And in today's video, I'm actually going to run down through all of those things. We're going to talk about some of the major complaints that people have been throwing at the game, some of the shit talking, and well, like always, we're going to have to cook some folks, so let's hop right in.
Why is her ass like that? Enfield is a gooner game. Arknights Endfield is a gooner game. That's, if you didn't know that.
So the first topic we're going to talk about is goonerfield. Recently, for those of you that don't know, Arknights got one of its latest characters, Yvonne, and Arknights devs decided to release a little short that shows Yvonne tooting up her little butt for at least half a second, and that was enough to send the Arknights haters into a frenzy, into a rage. All of these virgins were terrified when that little butt popped up and tooted up for about 30 freaking milliseconds. They were like, oh, hell nah, this is way too much. So we're going to go ahead and see what these virgins have to say. I can't wait for the next Enfield survey. I have so much hate stored in me over Yvonne's gooner designs. I hope they release a skin where she's covered up on Murdoch levels. Fuck you all. This is either bait or this is one of the most virgin-like comments I've ever seen. Homie is trying to get them to release a whole turtleneck outfit that covers all the way from the neck to her ankles. He's not trying to see no skin, bro. He said, oh, hell no. I have so much hate stored in me, bro. Listen, you need to go touch some ass, grab some ass, do something, because this is unhealthy behavior. Moving on. I like Yvonne, but, like, this isn't it. Dog. Do these people ever interact with the opposite gender? Do they interact with their same gender in a romantic or sexual manner? Like, why are they so afraid of a little bit of ass, bro? Like, it really ain't that deep, bro. I absolutely agree. Yvonne is just a fan service, low quality character, literally nothing redeeming about her. Oh no, they didn't make her the most in-depth character in the history of gacha games. Oh no, they just gave her a little bit of fan service in an anime-like game. Last time I checked, fan service is a big part of anime. I'm tired of all these people that play anime-like games, that are inspired by anime culture, and still bitch and moan and complain about a little bit of fan service, bro. Every single anime has a little bit of fan service. Stop it. If you don't like fan service, if a little bit of ass, if a little bit of boobies makes you uncomfortable, bro, go play something. Go play Minecraft. Go play, I don't know, fucking Roblox or something, bro. This might not be for you. Go play some tic-tac-toe, bro. Like, we ain't talking about she was out here flashing her nipples and shit. She was just chilling, bro. She just tooted up her butt a little bit as she sat down. It wasn't even that big of a deal, bro. Enfield was the worst thing to ever happen to Arknights. Now, guys, I don't know about y'all, but I've seen some designs in Arknights, and they also have some, gooner designs, some sexy designs. So I don't even know what these people are talking about. But this ain't even the big part of this post. This ain't even the big part of this segment of today's video. This is where it gets interesting. We have none other than Tobero, the guy that says he loves Arknights Endfield. He is the best Enfield player and the guy that's gonna fight Arknights elitism. Here's what he had to say. I'm in awe at how dog shit this is. Absolute coal. Easily one of the most cringe things Hypergrift has ever made. I refuse to believe anyone who finds this endearing is anything but a literal real-life NPC. Homie put more thought into a little 19-second short in his hate for that short that he's probably done to the rest of his entire life. Homie said absolute cold. One of the most cringe things Hypergrift has ever made. You're a literal NPC. So guys, listen, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to let y'all know. If you like ass, you're a literal NPC. If you enjoy a good, thick plum cake, you're an NPC, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This was a 19-second short. And not only that, they released multiple little videos and things regarding Yvonne. So why the hell is he going so hard on this? What's the problem with showing a little bit of sexuality with a character? Matter of fact, this wasn't even that deep, bro. All she did was toot it up while she sat down. It's not like she was out here rubbing her nipples and shit. She wasn't out here like spanking her butt, bro. Like, god damn, bro, you ever touch some ass? Because this is like actually insane, bro. And it gets crazier. Next up, huge day for Epstein fans with some pictures of Roshi. That's all. There's no context behind it. Homie literally saw Roshi in the game, and the first thing he thought about was, yup, Epstein fans gonna like this. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't even... What the hell, boy? Bro, she wasn't out here in a micro thong. She was doing nothing. She just came out slashing and gashing, fighting. Her fight scenes were actually pretty damn cool. So I don't really know what the hell going on here, and people ain't having it. Would like to point out this is Tobias' first reaction to Rosie's introduction, and actually, let's go ahead and have a look at that reaction. All right, here we have it. Let's see what he has to say. Homie did not wait more than 2 seconds before doing this. Oh, hell nah. Homie ain't let nothing happen. He just instantly went into it. Why does he look like he's thinking really hard as to what he's gonna do? And well, it would seem there's even more. I'm not about to read all of this. This seems like a whole lot of shit. But I guess that he decided to go in, like in on the whole PDF, child molesters, tribalism, inciting, all of that shit on his Discord. I don't know if this was before, after, all during one Endfield stream after he saw the Roshi scene. Hey man, listen, this is all I gotta say to you, my guy. God damn, you taking this a little bit too serious. And well, Twitter was not having it. Whenever I see a person like Tobero, this picture pops into my mind. You saw anime girls and thought about kids. Projection much? Heartwarming, Arknights Anti melts down after receiving 1% of the hostility he dishes out over drawings. Tobero hiding comments which won Arknights Endfield to win Game of the Year just reflects he doesn't want this game to be successful because it doesn't match his agenda. Oh, he's hiding comments and everything. Interesting. Take a chill pill, bro. Your cortisol level is too high. Twist your balls. That might actually be a good advice. That might actually help him out because he seems a little congested. He seems a little bit backed up. Bait or mental retardation? Call it. Honestly, I don't know, man. So happy Endfield is including some fan service. Sadly, a lot of gacha communities seem to be afraid of sex, especially ones like Limbus, almost like it's full of immature children that found it through roadblocks or something. I'ma be honest with that take right there. I agree, bro. Not regarding Limbus, but in regards to the anime community, why do these folks seem terrified of a little bit of sexuality, bro? They show characters with big titties, and all these people pop out of the woodworks talking about, oh my god, she has such big titties, that's disgusting. They show a character, like a male character, showing off his chest, oh my god, why they gotta do that, bro? This ain't Love in Deep Space. They show a character toot up her butt, oh my god, look at them, they're doing the fan service. They show a character show off her feet, oh my god, this is fan... Who cares, bro? Why y'all afraid of a little bit of sexuality in these games, bro? Every anime that's out there has a little bit of this. Let's not even kid ourselves. You can name an anime and it'll have it, unless you come out of here with some like Roadblocks, pseudo-wudo looking ass anime that might not have some fan service. But almost every anime in the last 10, 15, 20 years has had fan service. At some point, whether it's a hot-ass characters with some big old titties or a fat ass. That's just the reality of it. And ain't even that deep, bro. Like, y'all be out here, like, making such a big deal. Matter of fact, the latest episode of Fire Force, hey, man, that's been going around because, yo, they got some fan service in there. But at the end of the day, It's the fact that not every character has fan service. This ain't a gooner game where every character is out here just tooting up their butt and just flaunting their titties. If they do a character every now and then, that's fine, bro. Y'all be out here like virtue signaling on some virgin shit. Like, y'all ain't never seen some titties in your entire life, bro. Jesus, calm down. It ain't that deep. Go out, meet some people, relax, and let's move on to the next topic.
You're telling me this is a good system? Go fuck yourself. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Legitimately, this has to be the worst thing I've ever fucking seen. I have never seen something more tedious, more fucking garbage, more fucking boring in my goddamn life.
Now let's talk about the gearing system, and I'm gonna make this quick. First off, I think the gearing system in all gacha games is generally trash. It revolves around an insane amount of RNG. Personally, I don't mind the Arknights Endfield gearing system. There's a lot less RNG. There's still a lot of RNG, but at least it's not as bad as certain games where you have the RNG of actually getting the right gear piece with the right main stat. Then you have the RNG of getting the right substat. And then you have the RNG of getting the right substat percentage because they have low, mid, and high rolls. Those are a little bit of a pain in the ass. When it comes to Arknights, I don't really mind their gearing system. I do think that the acquisition of materials that we currently have in the game is kind of low, but I'm sure that's going to improve as the game goes on and we get more areas in places like Wuling that is going to allow us to get more resources. I do agree that currently the income and some of the resources, especially in Wuling, are a little bit tight. With that said, though, I think the gearing system in this game is pretty nice. It's simple, it's very easy to understand, and if you're progressing through the game within a few days, within maybe a week of playing, you'll be able to gear most of your characters pretty damn well, and you will be able to at least upgrade the gear on some of your main DPS units. I will say, though, there are certain scenarios where you won't understand anything of what the hell's going on with this gearing system, despite having all the resources and all the items that you need for your gear. And to avoid that, the best advice I can give you is don't let other people play your account.
I low-key even forgot that gear artificing was in the fucking game, bro. I low-key forgot this shit was in the fucking game. I'm just gonna be so for real with you. Great, I got to artifice this? Great, I don't even know. Gear to consume? What the fuck? No gear selected? Bro, I don't even know how to do this shit. Bro, wait, how do you even fucking do this? Wait, I need to make a copy of it? Artificing progress? What is this? You're telling me this system is better than Echo's? You're telling me this is better than... You have a disease. If you're telling me that this is better than I don't even know which one I worked on. I don't even know which one has the pity, bro. You're telling me this is a good system? Go fuck yourself. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. Legitimately, this has to be the worst thing I've ever fucking seen. Oh my god. Hey guys, why are you guys out here doing like these fucking content creator events that when the game is not doing good right now? Right? It's kind of like a matter of why are you doing like... Bro, they have the worst Twitter page I've ever seen. Are these guys retarded? Endfield Industries creators. Right, that's where it's from. Okay, here we go. Like, bro, why are they even doing this when you know the game is cooked? You know what I mean? Like, why are they doing this when they know the game is fucking cooked?
This man saw Genocide and Mr. Pokey in there and started foaming out the mouth. Man, I don't know why they're doing this event. Maybe they just want to get more players from a broader audience from all these different YouTubers. It really ain't that deep, bro.
Oh, we gotta talk about the endgame. This is the worst endgame I've ever seen in a game before. And one of the big reasons for it is you have a lot of retards in the community who like to think that an endgame with no time limit is good.
You know what? I want to hear what St. Tontus has to say as to why Arknights Endfield Endgame is the worst endgame out of any gacha game, and why having a time limit in endgame is an absolute must-have and pretty much the only way to go about doing endgame.
An endgame with no time limit is a dog shit endgame because all you need to do is just survive. So you can just sit there, play again like a drooling fucking ogre over your keyboard, and all you do is dodge. There's no reason to do a rotation. There's no reason to build a fucking team. All you need to do is just sit there, tank up, and then just fucking stick your thumb up your own ass. Just fucking stick your thumb up your own ass.
I'm gonna be honest, Saint Tontus. I don't know what type of games or endgame you be playing, but I don't think I've ever played any endgame that requires me to stick my thumb up my own ass. But if that's the games and endgame you enjoy playing, by all means, I'm not judging. But going back to the actual topic, I'm gonna be real. The first thing he brings up is that if there's no time limit, all you gotta do is sit there and dodge, and you're not forced to learn your character's rotations and movesets. I'm gonna be honest. We play these games to have fun. We should be able to play these games however the hell we want. If some people are more laid back and they're still able to clear endgame, that's dope. But that doesn't mean we don't have to learn our freaking combos and movesets and rotations. We still can do that. Just because we're not forced to do it doesn't mean we can't do it. We can still go about learning optimized rotations and combos to beat the content as fast as possible. Just because it doesn't tell us that we gotta beat it in 2 minutes and we have 10 minutes, that doesn't mean that we can't hyper optimize our rotations to beat it in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? I personally don't like being forced to do something. Some games, that's cool. I like hopping on my Wuthering Waves account and doing my Tower of Adversity and whatnot and having to beat everything before the time limit. That's great. But in this game, we have options. We have variety. We have the ability to go ahead and dodge and be a little bit more careful with our teams. And we also have the options to get real sweaty, learn our rotations, and clear content really damn fast.
Just make it like the fucking TOA, where you have a limited amount of time to get a good score, and you are encouraged to actually play your fucking teams properly. Why is that so bad, to encourage playing your characters and your teams properly? And there's no way you can convince anybody else about that after you've seen the design of this retarded shit over here. After you've seen the design of this shit, there's no fucking way you can dispute that. Nah, this shit is a joke. It is a literal fucking joke with a 10-minute time limit.
Here we go again, comparing every single game to Wuthering Waves and the way that Wuthering Waves does things. Look, WUWA is a great game. If you want to play Tower of Adversity, by all means, hop on WUWA and play Tower of Adversity. But not every game should be the exact same thing as WUWA. It's a good thing that we have options. And I do agree, there's nothing wrong with encouraging players to play their teams the right way, promoting better gameplay. That's absolutely fine, but I also think it's pretty damn good that players have the option to play different ways. I think that's actually pretty damn important when it comes to video games, bro. Making it so players have to learn hyper-optimized rotations, have hyper-optimized teams in order to beat the content before the time limit expires is kind of ass. I'm sure some game modes eventually will drop in this game, but right now, having the ability to play different teams, players have been clearing these endgame modes with one unit or random teams that they personally enjoy because they are not forced to do it before a certain time limit. And also, just because there is 10 minutes doesn't mean that we can't learn optimized rotations. We can still go out there and learn our optimized rotations if that's how we want to play the game, if that's how people enjoy playing. We don't need to force players to play the game in the same exact way I enjoy or you enjoy. The same thing goes for things like the factory. I personally don't like it, but I'm glad it's there for the people that do. So this is why I think that a 10-minute time limit is pretty fair. It's pretty cool, bro. Some people can go in there with their favorite one unit without having to max dupe the characters and clear the content. That's pretty damn solid. So that's my take regarding why I think it's good that there is a 10-minute time limit and we're able to go out there and learn and not be forced to play a very specific way every single time.
Arknights Endfield has currently the worst endgame out of every gacha game. It is easily the worst endgame out of all gachas, and yet you still have people in this chat trying to defend its design. It is easily the worst one out of all the gacha games, and you're still out here defending the elements that make it bad. That is what you're currently doing in chat. You all know this is the worst endgame, and you're defending what makes it bad. You do realize this, right? You're defending the stuff that makes this the worst endgame in gacha. You're saying time limit is worse. Why does this endgame have no time limit and is also the worst one?
Okay, so I'm hearing Mr. Tauntes over here give a lot of criticism to the game. Let's see what he proposes would be better as an improvement to the current endgame modes.
You know that with less time, less HP, and less aggressive enemies, it would be better. This is how I know there's so many players that are just really fucking bad at games. Because if you're at the point where you're promoting a game with a 10-minute endgame timer, the enemies don't even have that much HP, and you're just, like, sitting there. Bro is asking for HP inflation and time limit, the cancer of gachas. Time limit is just a low-effort way to force players to pull and get better. No, I just said a time limit encourages you to actually build your characters properly and rotate through your teams properly and dodge. You have decided to reduce my entire argument to power creep and doing more damage. No, I just said a time limit forces you to do your rotations properly, and you have completely strawmanned my point. Hey, does anyone else need to get banned too? Because I have given you all the reasons for why a time limit why the lack of time limit is killing this endgame. And nobody has refuted a single one. All you guys are saying is that the time limit is bad. I've given you all the reasons for why having no time limit kills the endgame in this game, and there has not been a single rebuttal to any point I've...
Okay, I'll give you a single reason. Variety, options, the ability to play the game in different ways. It's that simple. Yes, we do have a 10-minute time limit, and some other games, like for example Woo, will have like 3 minutes. But just because we have a 10-minute time limit, that doesn't mean that we don't have to learn our optimized rotations. Some players will still want to learn their optimized rotations and beat the content as fast as possible, while others will just prefer to take their times, dodge, and maybe play a little bit slower. Having the ability to have options, I think it's much better than forcing players to play the game in a very specific way. Wouldn't you agree? But you know what, guys? Last time that I sat here and made a video regarding Arknights Endfield where I gave my opinions about the game, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and I took a look at some of the people that are criticizing the game heavily, like for example, everybody's favorite cum-dumpster, Saint Tauntes, everybody decided to say, of course, from his community, including himself, that I was an Arknights shill, that all I wanted to do was suck up to the devs and suck up to the game, so I'm gonna give Saint Tauntes a little bit of a fair shot. I'm gonna allow him to give you guys one more of his takes as to why he thinks this game is trash, this game sucks, and all that good stuff. And well, let me know what you guys think about some of his very valid, important, and very well thought reasons to hate this game.
We are back at it again with another Arknights Endfield video, except this time we're going to be taking on a bit more of a constructive criticism hat, because apparently the Arknights Endfield developers have committed to, I guess, actually doing something about the game, because they have this recent announcement over here, and don't worry, this is a multi-billion-dollar company that apparently can't spell check any of the shit they're putting out. Dear administrator, lowercase, thank you for your continued interest and support for Arknights. It's already not looking good. Lowercase, thank you. It's already not looking good.
Yeah, I don't know about y'all guys, but at this point, it's clearly an agenda to shit on the games to get that negative PR and viewership, because a lot of people love hating on these games. But come on, hating on the lowercase t, that's what he picked and said that it's already not looking good, and proceeded to shit on the game and completely pretty much ignored the fact that, well, they're already trying. They're going to give us some news. They're going to give us some updates for the upcoming version update, and hopefully it's going to be good, man. At the end of the day, man, this game is already pretty good. It has a lot of good things. It does have some bad things that we can always talk about. The summon system, the tickets that expire for the limited banners, yada, yada, yada. There's plenty of things that we can sit down and criticize about this game. But, man, does this dude and several others have a talent to nitpick little things that are so irrelevant just so they can shit on the game. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.